You are watching Bonita Springs Television.
Welcome to another edition of Government Works, where we go to find out what your tax dollars are doing for you. Today we are covering public safety. $1,608 was budgeted for law enforcement in the 2010-2011 budget year. What does that mean for you? We're visiting the Lee County Sheriff's Substation in Bonita Springs to find out. Our day starts at 7:30 as we climb into a police car with Deputy Woodburn. We are headed to the Lee County Gun Range to cover an annual training session for the Bonita Community Policing Unit. This is my first ride in the back of a police car, and hopefully my last. Deputy Woodburn is 26 years old and one of the youngest on the force. But don't let his age fool you. He has been with the force for 5 years already. He always wanted to be a police officer. When we meet him, he's slightly guarded, as most police are, but pleasant and informative, filling us in on what we can expect from the training session on the drive to the facility.
Actually, law enforcement is something that I have been interested in from a young age. When it got to the point where I was going to pick a career to go into, and that is the main one I focused on. I would say, to answer your question, the main reason I got into law enforcement or decided to take that route is to protect people, and that, you know, that's a whole span of different things that that includes anything from stopping somebody that's going over the speed limit that could end up crashing and injuring you or me or one of our family members, all the way to, you know, people that are committing armed robberies and things of that nature.
We arrive at the gun range. Each officer carries on-duty and off-duty weapons to be recertified. They are in good spirits, and no one seems nervous about the recertification. The Bonita unit is told to head to a physical training session. This session is a refresher on handcuffing. It includes how to get the suspect down and up once handcuffed without hurting them. Each member of the group takes turns being the suspect and the police officer.
You set? Tell the bad guy what you want them to do. Go ahead and make your approach. Get your contact. Okay. Okay. Now he's big. His shoulders are stuck to his back. You want him to lean forward and 45 degrees off a little bit. Turn to your left a little bit. That gives you a little bit more space in there. Not much, but go ahead and get your one cuff on. Good. Wait before you get down. Got one cuff on? Foot right in the back of the cab. Drive him straight down. There you go. Straight down, all the way down. Go right in your cuffing position. Get your cuffing position. Your hand. Okay, get him cuffed. Get him cuffed. Tell him what you want them to do. Tell him to roll to your right side, up on your butt. Roll over your side. Tell him to get up on the butt. Okay. You don't tell him that. Get up on your butt. All right. Now, make sure you're not lifting from the shoulder. Stop it. Tuck one leg under you. Just touch me. Okay. Let's tuck this leg. You see it right here. Oh, yeah. Not pulling it, just on it. Support it. There you go. Now you can grab his down if you want. Grab it. Okay. You're going to roll him and push him up that way. Tell him to get up on it. Just a leverage point. It's like jacking up a car. You want the 1 foot pipe or the 3 foot pipe? That's just your leverage point. That's all it is.
Well, what you're seeing right now is the handcuffing portion. Just get some refreshers on utilizing handcuffing to reduce the injury to the people that we put them on. Believe it or not, there's a lot of injuries that can be associated with putting handcuffs on someone if it's not done in the right manner. So what they're just refreshing today is basically what the proper technique is, especially when you have somebody laid on the ground and you have to stand them back up without them being able to use their hands. So it's just pretty much a good refresher, and as you see, some of us who handcuff lots of people do stumble with some of it just because, one, it's in slow motion, but also, you know, there are some new ways of doing things where rocking up on a knee to help the person stand up. You know, at the end of the day, once the handcuffs are on, the fight's over, and we try to get them to the car as quickly as possible without injury.
And I've also noticed that they're actually, each one of you is taking a turn being handcuffed, so that
Oh,
you
yes.
can kind of get the feel for it and understand how it
I
feels.
still feel it in my shoulder.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's good because there's other parts of training about how to get out of handcuffs if you are a police officer who's handcuffed, how to deal with that. So it's good experience to know what it feels like, and when you haven't had your hands behind your back in a while, your shoulders can kind of feel it. So it just gives you the guys some ideas of things that they might need to practice. We were talking, you see them putting their foot on the back of someone's calf to push them to the ground. It's a technique that's been around forever, but when you're not using it on a daily basis, sometimes you forget about it. And it's a great control technique. So this, like you said, it's just the annual training. A lot of it's refresher. There's qualifications, which we'll do shortly with the handguns, shotguns, and rifles. And then every backup weapon that any of the officers carry, they have to qualify with that as well. So we'll go through that, and then I think we end the day with driving. So we'll get to see some different driving techniques. I'm anticipating some backing drills, seeing as that's probably our #1 cause for accidents at the sheriff's office is people backing up and hitting something behind them. And then we'll also do some pit training, basically on how to end a pursuit. And it should be a lot of fun.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool.
Real quick, firearm. Absolutely. Any questions, guys?
What you're seeing now is standard block training. We have to do mandatory firearm qualifications. For what they're doing right now, they start off with handguns, and they start at the 15-yard line, and they move up to the 3-yard line. They have to achieve a score of 40 to pass, or 32 out of 40, which is 80%, which is state mandated. Now after this, they're going to come back and they're going to get shotguns, and then they're going to have to qualify with shotguns also from the 15-yard line. And then we move into patrol rifle, which is starting at the 50 and on in, and then we'll do complete with backup weapons, handguns.
We put on headphones and protective glasses as we head into the range. Boxes of bullets, firearms, targets, and members of our police force fill the range. Because of the annual training sessions, there are members of other forces present and the place is completely full. As the unit is lining up to begin to shoot, we are instructed that we have free range of movement and can follow the group staying directly behind them. The group is serious and ready. They begin the recertification first with handguns, 40 and 45 caliber Glocks. Lieutenant Alquist, a member of the training team today, motions us to step onto the line the force is shooting from. Okay, not only the first time in a gun range, first time actually standing a few inches away from someone shooting a gun. We're here inside the Lee County Gun Range, and we're about to see some annual training done for the Bonita Community Policing officers. The group is warned that we are there, and Lieutenant Alquist stands beside us. The training officer gives the okay to begin.
Anytime your weapon is out of the holster, muzzle be pointed downrange. Finger outside the trigger guard unless you are firing the weapon. If you drop something on the ground, do not bend over and pick it up. We will get it for you. If you have a malfunction, clear it yourself with the muzzle pointed downrange. If you cannot clear it, we will clear it for you. Any questions on that? You'll start with the targets plated away from you. All right? The way I call the line, I'll give you the course of fire twice, and then I will say shooter stand by. When I say shooter stand by, feel free to put your hand on your weapon. Get ready, you know what's coming. Do not rock your hood or break any of your snap, but get ready. Okay? We're not doing this. you know, or, all right? You know you're going to be shooting, so when I say shooter, stand by, ready to go. When you can take your time, take your time. Make every round that you fire downrange count. I would rather have you fire accurate rounds and get hits than get all your rounds off and miss the target. There's going to be a couple of times here where you will be at the ready position. Ready position, your weapon is here, muzzle's level, not down here. Ready position is here. Why? Because it's quicker. We can fight from here. I can start engaging the target all the way out till I get my sight. So, ready position here. Your direction to fire will be when the target turns and faces you.